All right, I'm live. Aaron probably, I told him I was sending a link. Aaron probably has gone to go get more soda pop to mix with his beverage of choice. I have only been drinking a little bit these days. So I only had 4 beers. I have no more alcohol in my house. There is none. Hey, what's up, Nathan? Hey, Big Country's back. He found his way and figured out the internet thing. I was on them internets and I got lost. And we're back. Hey, look who's here. That's better. I mean, I went to all the trouble of making a backdrop for it. I figure I may as well pop it up.
Yeah, you might as well.
God, stop turning around so I can see you got a
hold
pony.
on.
I just can't.
Right back.
I can't put 2 and 2. What'd you forget?
One of my fucking cats fucking stuck.
So the only thing I like more than just having Aaron around is having drunk Aaron around, because drunk Aaron is a blast. Because drunk Aaron makes me look put together. Like, you ever have a friend, like, you could be like the most fucked up person in the world. You got that one friend that, like, when they're around, you're like, I'm still more put together than that cat. Like, that's Aaron sober is not that, but Aaron drunk is definitely that cat for me. Like, hey, I mean, at least I'm not that guy. I don't know if he can even fucking hear me. He's not answering. Aaron has fallen down and can't get up. I'm expecting his headphones to die. Did I miss any poor decision Aaron stories? Not yet. I don't know if fucking went. Aaron got lost. He said something about one of his cats getting stuck. So, I mean, you got to admit, Nico, like, at least I have that. Like, I'm usually that guy. Like, I'm the guy that shows up and I show up to the party. I'm already, it's like 4 p.m. The sun's not even down yet. I'm already shithouse drunk. I show up to the party and be like, I mean, y'all think I'm bad. Look at that guy. I'm usually that guy. Drunk Aaron that's for me. Like that's my favorite part. It's like when Aaron gets drunk, I'm like, I mean, I'm still more put together than that cat. Like, hey, everybody's got to have that guy in their life.
What'd I do?
Oh, I was talking about, like, I love when you get shit faced, because then I can point out that, like, I'm still more put together than that.
Oh. Yeah, probably.
Because I'm usually the guy that shows up at 4 p.m. to a fucking barbecue, fucking already, like, fucking shithouse, like, fucking, like, I show up at 4 p.m. as drunk as most people leave the bar at 4 a.m.
Yeah, but I got like 47 animals here.
Yeah.
You know, I kept hearing something like, meh, 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 meh. I was like, what the fuck? So my lab that doesn't do anything anymore, he's adopted a bunch of fucking stray cats. And I'm like, what is that noise? And I'm like, well, one of them stuck. And I had to go fucking get them. So I can prove it. They're down below me.
Yeah, bro. You don't have to tell me, like, the landlord part.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cute.
Here's a fucking stray kitten.
You got a shop cat.
It's a fucking stray cat. They fucking had a fucking litter of kittens on top of my lab. And so I have a fucking litter of kittens that I've fucking all of a sudden become responsible for. Would you calm down? Calm down.
That cat is terrified. That poor cat is just terrified.
So I have all these cats running around in here because my lab fucking adopted them.
So
My
we got,
lab dog has adopted these kittens.
well,
So
okay. So
I have kittens running around in my fucking shop.
I have a golden retriever. She's a lab. I have a golden retriever. And when we got her,
Here's another one.
yeah,
Here's another one.
when
Here's
we got
another
her,
one.
we already
This
had a
one's
cat.
very
Yeah.
docile. This one's docile.
So
This
we already
one's a
had a
girl.
cat. And when the dog was given to us, we inherited the dog. Fellow Navy guy. I was stationed with him 2 different places. He was an admin guy for MESF over at Mobile Security, and then he also was at the after I got put on Limdu and I was the sub base. He was one of the admin guys up at the PSD. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I knew this guy.
right.
I've known this guy for a long time, and then all of a sudden, this guy moved in next door, and he had moved in. He bought the house like literally like my garage opened up, and we could like throw a football garage to garage across the cul-de-sac, and we hung out all the time. And he went on deployment, and all of a sudden he came back, and I was like, Joe, what are you doing back? And he goes, Yeah, I've got cancer. He got diagnosed with terminal stomach cancer. And he adopted a dog, and then we wound up inheriting the dog. Like he left the dog to my daughter, and the dog was a puppy, and we already had a cat. So this dog has always been around cats. Well, so our cat passed away. We move into this new house, and there's a cat that just decides that it's going to live with us.
Yeah.
And the dog is just in fucking heaven because the cat doesn't mind the dog. Yeah. I woke up the other morning and the cat and the dog were snuggled up next to each other on the fucking couch. And the dog was literally smiling when she looked at me. She's like, look, there's a cat in the house. I'm like, I blame you for this because she was going ape shit. But the whole thing was the landlord told us that when we moved in, he loves cats. We had to feed the cats. So that was the whole thing. Now I went in the house and the wife, the cat, and the dog are all laying on the couch. But I have literally an army of fucking cats that I have to take care of. We lost Aaron again. Aaron's like, have you ever seen like what it's like to work in an Alzheimer ward at a fucking home? Aaron's like that one patient in an old folks home that just wanders off. It's like, hey, we found him at the shopping mall. He was taking a bath in a fountain. We're like, I don't know where I live. That's Aaron. That's I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Guys, it's going to be a wild ride because I'm out of alcohol. We're just going to watch Aaron. And he is not out of alcohol. Anyway, I have I'm doing the intermittent fasting again. And so I've limited my caloric intake, not my caloric intake, but the times that I eat. But with that, I don't let myself have more than 4 beers. So that's just what I had left. So even if I had more than 4 beers, I still wouldn't be drinking them. Everybody wanted an after show, and now no one's here. And Aaron has wandered off. He's like out in the yard in his underwear. His wife's like, get the fuck back in the house. You're not wearing pants. Like, that's just what I'm picturing. I don't know where he went. The neighbors are going to see you. I know. I just like everybody's like, I want to do an after show. Let's do an after show. And there's like 9 people. Guys, I had a shop cat short that went up. 31,000 views. 31,000 views in 5 hours. There's no alley nearby. He doesn't live near anything.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. I forgot we were doing a show.
No, my lab, you were talking about it earlier. My lab that I have that I hunted with for so long, he got lost.
Well, he's deaf.
He's deaf. So he was in the house. He was in the house and he walked through the actual basement and he got lost and he lay down and I was like, where'd he go? And then so I went in there and I had to raise him up. He'd lay down and I was like, where'd he go? So I had to raise him up and then he only takes hand signals now.
Yeah.
Because he can't hear anymore, and he's really, really old. And so I had to turn him around and raise him up and like, hey, come
with me.
And then
did you teach him the hand signals that we used for backing up trucks? Is that what you did? Like,
no, it's like I taught him, sit, and then
okay, I got you.
Move to a certain side. Like, no, the bird is here. The bird is here. The bird is here. And so he went inside and just lay down. Yeah. And then, so I had to go in and get him, and he was like, hey, what's up?
What the fuck? So you want to talk about something funny? My sister and my father found this lemon beagle. You know the really light colored beagles.
Mm-hmm.
And so they found this dog just wandering around, and the dog had obviously been dumped out close to where my parents live. Everybody's like, hey, when I say I'm from a small town, they're like, oh, what, like 50,000, 60,000 people? I was like, no, motherfucker, 312. Like 312 people. That's like,
you have no idea how small we're from.
Well, you got no fucking clue. Like, I can literally drive 14 miles and still not see a gas station. So at any rate, they find this dog and they just bring it in the house. And this was the dumbest. Like beagles are not dumb animals.
No.
And I swear to God that this one just didn't get enough oxygen in the womb. It was, Aaron, when I say dumb, you have no clue. Like this dog would be drinking in a water dish and inhale, like almost drown himself while drinking from a water dish. I saw, like, if I had never seen it, I was home on leave and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. The dog would fart and scare himself. Like, what the fuck was that? He got lost in a walk-in closet with the door open and the light on. And was like crying and whining, like, what the fuck? Where am I at? If you put a blanket over yourself, you had disappeared forever and he would go ape shit. Like, oh my God, they're all gone.
They're all gone.
Absolutely the most loving dog you'd ever want to meet, but my God, was he retarded. Like, I was like, that dog did not get enough. That dog, if you guys had not adopted that dog would have died. Somebody was like, oh, you should teach my dad. Somebody looked at my dad the one time. I forget where we went. We had the dog with us. I was home on leave. And they were like, oh, you should teach that dog to run rabbits. And he was like, are you fucking kidding me? This dog. So this dog will run across the living room at full speed and run into a window because he thought he saw something and then do it again. Like the dog would like run full speed across the living room, bang, run into the window.
Loki back here would probably do that now, but it's not because it's his fault. It's because at this point he's give up.
I fucking don't care. Wouldn't it be nice to be? Wouldn't I like? Let me ask you a question, because you and I both have a lot of joint problems. I've had like 4 shoulder surgeries, 2 knee surgeries. I got fused vertebrae in my back. I wake up in the morning and it feels like I was in a rollover car accident. And I'm like, what the fuck did I dream about?
Yeah.
Have you seen those AARP commercials that are on TV and on the internet? Like, a lot of people will live half their lives after the age of 50. And I'm like, don't fucking tell me that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the VA doctor telling me, oh, we want to make you happy and healthy after you're 80 and 90. I'm like, what makes you think I want to live into my 80s and 90s? I said, I'm fucking miserable now. I'm not going to make it that far.
I had a conversation with Jim Skelton on the phone one time, and he's like, so when you're in the military, all this shit, he's like, you guys just aren't afraid of death. And I was like, well, I'll tell you why I'm not afraid of death now. And he's like, why? I was like, because I'm pretty sure if I died, my back wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. I mean, my knees and my back and my neck and my fucking hands, my fucking sternum and my feet.
They gave me a special pillow. I have to sleep on the couch for like 2 weeks because you remember I told you about like how bad I damaged my shoulder. I lost like 80% of my collarbone. so that allowed an impingement of a nerve. And so I have so much inflammation in the shoulder that like my entire arm, and there's swelling and all that shit. And so now I have to sleep on the couch with a special pillow. So, and with my back against, so I can't lay and put any weight on this. Yeah. And I have to like sleep with this thing up under my arm, and it's like a splint that goes up under, and I'm not allowed to put any weight on this. So that means I have to lay on my left side. And I'm like, like, so this is what you're telling me, like the next 50 years of my life are going to be like, fuck you, AARP.
You know, it's like, hey,
how about you suck a fat baby dick? I ain't into living like this. I'm just
going to go until I'm comfortable, you know? And then when I'm not comfortable, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm out. See y'all.
How about y'all just give me a big old shot, like a shot of opiates?
And just give me, y'all got any heroin? Y'all got any real good heroin at this point?
Yeah, just give me right up to the edge of death. Let me enjoy that for a little bit because I'm that high. And then just give me a little bit more and put me over. How about we do that?
Yeah, I see y'all. I'll see y'all.
I'm like, we put dogs to sleep when they can't walk and shit. How come?
Yeah. No shit. It's like, can y'all put me down? I'm perfectly happy if you put me down.
I'm not lying. I wake up in the morning and if it don't hurt, it's not mine.
Yeah. Well, everything below my belly button, I say that every day. I'm like, what's wrong with me?
So
there it is. There it is.
Like I woke up one day and my shoulder just didn't want to fucking work. I'm like, what in the fuck did like clear up into my neck and shit. I'm like, what the fuck happened in my sleep? Did I go sleepwalking or some shit? Did I get in a fucking bar fight?
That's exactly right. I say that fucking belly button down. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Oh, never mind. I'm awake now. Never mind.
I wake up in the morning sometimes and I just look in the mirror and I'm like, I regret every decision that led me to this point in my life.
Yeah, I volunteered for this shit. Oh my God.
What is this? Y'all, 10 milligrams of IV Dilaudid will do the job just fine.
Hey, Dilaudid would make me feel fucking fantastic. I know what Dilaudid is.
Like, so one of my buddies was like, well, if life sucks that bad, why don't you just off yourself? And I'm like, the thing is, I grew up in the 1800s, basically. And so I have some serious religious hangups about offing myself.
I have some problems with that.
I can't do it at all.
Yeah, I have some real problems with that. Can't y'all do it
for me?
Yeah, can somebody fix this for me? Come on now.
And then they're like, well, I couldn't murder someone. And I was like, see? If you won't do it for me, but you can do it for myself, get the fuck out of here.
Then shut up, you cunt.
Shut up, you hypocrite. Like, I'm fucking.
Yeah, shut up, you cunt.
To help me.
Jeez.
I was laying on the couch last night with a fucking on my side with my weird ass pillow strapped to my side. It's almost like when you have rotator cuff surgery, it's almost like that sling, but it's more it's more like a it's like a I'll tell you what it is. It's like one of them yoga rollers that the kids use for their backs and hips and shit up under my arm, but it's got a strap that goes like up. And then I have to put on my CPAP mask. So I'm just like all strapped and I'm like fucking plugged in and fucking shit. And then I'm like, and I'm laying there and I was fucking watching shit on YouTube and all of that come out ARP. A lot of people live more than half their lives after the age of 50. I'm like, I don't like the prospect of that. Like that whole commercial.
I don't want to talk about this, you motherfuckers.
All right. I was just wanting to watch a goofy fucking parody fucking thing on YouTube. And y'all got to throw that out there and just ruin my goddamn night. And then I laid there and thought about it. I'm like, I'm 47. I'm not even 50 yet. What am I going to feel like at 80? And I was like, like they fucking a whole commercial. I'm like, I don't like anything about this. Oh, fuck. Aaron froze up. I do believe that we lost Mr. Frederick. What was this? The weird sex slave, get up. Here's what we're going to do. We're just going to leave this up like this and just keep talking. That's going to, uh-oh. Aaron Dunn did something. That's going to be the thumbnail. That's going to be the thumbnail for the entire thing. Guys, I got a new Skippy. What's wrong? He's really good at sitting still. He's not. I got my new cabinet, my new video game cabinet. I will show you guys while we're waiting. Guys, did you? Oh, while there's some of you guys here, next week videos start going up at 4:30. I had a handful of people ask, right? I think my hick internet quit, he says. Hang on. I'm still with you. Well, not wheel. Anyway, so you guys remember I had the asteroids cabinet. Well, I got a chance to pre-order, it was a while ago. It's been about a year ago, and there was a long lead time. He's typing. He's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where I live. I have to. At any rate, so they sent out a list. That's funny. That guy should be an old school country singer. I don't know if I want to hear Aaron sing. I really don't. You know what happened, right? I think I know what happened. Aaron got drunk and fell out of his stool. He's stuck in YouTube. I don't know how to YouTube. Guys, do you see how much brighter it is? The light above me is currently off. That is only the new lights that I have. I put a new light up above my workstation so that I can film at least the above the top. It's going to be real hard to film the stuff in front of the TV, like the intros and outros and all that stuff, because of the glare. But for filming the actual tabletop part, I definitely did get 2 new lights for in the garage, and they are significantly brighter. The light above me currently is off. I'll show you like how much brighter that would be. So that's all 3 lights in the garage on now, which is just, I don't know, that I don't think we need all of that. But anyway, I was talking about the new cabinet. So Nico got one too. So this is a fully functional, playable 1942 lowboy cabinet, the old original one. I still have some phone going. I don't weaken detent. So this is a 1/6 scale. The asteroids cabinet is back there. It comes with the shipping box like it would have. But these are fully playable. Watch this. Let's do 1 player. I got killed. Game over. Let me get. They have a Galago, or they have, I'm sorry, they have, but this one has 1942 and 1943 in it. I don't have my reading glasses on. Yeah. Capcom, exactly. So I have this one. We'll turn it back off. But I mean, even it has the hang on. The marquee lights up and everything. Like it's just, it is exactly the same. And it's actually wood. It's actually wood. Can you see? Like the sticker on it is stuck to the wood, just like it, that's actual wood veneer. So you can see when it turns off. See? Does it come with faux cigarette burns? No, but it does come with a sticker for you to put over the thing. They were a pre-order and you had to be on a mailing list. So just like the arcade cabinet, I have the 25th anniversary Asteroids cabinet as well. That's what kind of geek I am. Like I still have the, so when you look, hang on a second, I'll get the Asteroids one too, because it's pretty cool. Oops, kick the belt. So this was the Atari 25th anniversary Asteroids one, and it came shipped in a box that had the original specs of the actual cabinet, even though this is a 1/6 scale. So it comes shipped. Nico and I each have one of each. Nico's 1942 cabinet still at the house. But like, I mean, this one has a change door that opens. And both of them came with coins. But so here, let me turn it on for you. I don't know what Aaron's doing. Aaron's well, let me know if you can come back on. So turn this on. So this is New Wave Arcades. I'm going to do a video about these because they do such a good job on these. Is this going to kick on? There it goes. Yeah, so there's the marquee. Let me turn off that light. Let me turn off the lights. Hold up. Wait a minute. There's still some light in here. So yeah, it has the full, like the buttons light up and everything. And then here, let me go into menu and turn off that marquee light so you guys can see it a little bit better. And we'll I'm trying to so they replicated the vector graphics on this really well. And it'll start playing the, it's going to scare the shit out of me when it does it. Remember when you did the arcade, the games that start making noise even though no one was playing them? I have all the high scores on it, by the way. Because I play it. It's something I fucking do. I love Asteroids. And it's the, like it's definitely the real actual, it even has the light that comes on for the 25 cent. It kicks on. So yeah, these are really, really cool. And like I said, the fact that they went to the detail of providing the outer packaging as if it was a full-size cabinet is really cool. Now, the 1942 doesn't. It just has the specs. But this was a special one. Trying to see if Aaron's trying to come back. So I don't know what Mr. Frederick is doing. You know what happened? He fell out of his chair. He's like, oh, shit. He caught the internet cable, and he just doesn't realize that his internet's fine. He just disconnected his computer. Do you have the same for Galaga? I don't know if they have a Galaga. They do. They do. The one with the... No, that wasn't Galaga. What's the one that had the... Tempest. They did Tempest. You had to be invited. And I was on it, and I was able to get one for me and one for Nico. I tried really hard to get a Dragon's Lair. They have Dragon's Lair, Tempest, Street Fighter 2, Asteroids, and 1942. So, but the cool thing about the 1942 one is it comes with a, because it was a special edition one. The one that Nico and I got, the 1942 cabinets, they came with an external controller that you plug in. And an HDMI port, and you can hook it to your TV. So you can use this for other games too. Nico, like if you have other games that just has the 3-button or the 5-button inputs. Street Fighter came with one of these. Like if you get the first edition, like the limited edition ones, that comes with the additional thing, and you just plug it in with a little micro. Those are really, really cool. You're definitely going to see a video about it, because anytime I get something cool, even if it's not knife stuff, you guys are going to get to see it. That's why I have reading glasses. Dwayne, I have reading glasses. Reading glasses. The HDMI. So Nico, when you get yours, you're gonna. I'm like, where the hell is the HDMI output? It's covered with a sticker, and when you get it, it has instructions on how to use the rocker switch to go to menu and stuff like that. That's so the little. Remember, next to the coin slot, there was a top secret instructions thing that was there next to the coin slot. It's in the process of editing, Murky. It's in the process of editing. I have it all put together. There's a big long thing. So there's a lot of B-roll, and I'm not gonna like edit it or do an intro or anything. It's just gonna be B-roll stuff. So, but so it comes with a little sticker that you got to put on it right here. Little top secret instructions. Underneath that is the instructions on how to use this rocker switch right here. So up is insert a coin, down is enter the menu. So there's all the instructions, but you get a little sticker that you can put on here. And then just like the other one, it comes with all those little tokens that I just left in the box. So these things are great. I like the old low boy style cabinets. These were so much easier to play. And I got news for you. This one's so much easier to play. So tomorrow, if you guys want to do it, Robbie Roto. Sounds familiar. I'll tell you what I used to love to play was Dig Dug. Dig Dug was one of my favorite arcade games. And I loved pinball games. Pinbot. There was a place called the... you know what I should do? I should FaceTime Aaron Frederick from my computer and share. I don't know if I can even share that. At any rate, we had a place called the Taco Stop, and the Taco Stop had some of the best tacos in Ohio. Like I still miss, like to this day, I still miss how they made their tacos. They were absolutely not traditional tacos. It was like ground beef and sour cream and chopped green onion, and it was probably the worst. Like the cheddar cheese was like that bitter, strong cheddar, like that super sharp cheddar. It was absolutely not traditional Mexican, but it was delicious for us. I loved it, and I still think about how they were. And then, but they had all kinds of pinball games. I would play Pinbot all the time. I loved that game. Let's see here. So there were only 5,000 of these made, just so you guys know. There's only 5,000 of these out there. That's why you got to be on a mailing list. They're going to re-release them. Oh, what did I want to do tomorrow? Well, it's October 1st today, so we have to pick the winner for the members giveaway for the Cold Steel, because the other two went out. I already did. So we have to do for the premium and baseline tier members. I have that Grivery Paradox. Guys, the only light that's on right now. Hang on a second. I'm going to show you what I did. I got to get a diffuser for it, but so above my workbench, I definitely put a light above my workbench. So if you're on, so there were some people that I reached out to them. I said, I really liked the idea. I wanted to get a cabinet. I said I wanted to do a YouTube video about it. They liked the video. They gave me a chance to get the early release 1942 and 1943 cabinets, but I had a limit. And so I got three total, one for me, one for Tino, one for Nico. I knew I wanted the 1942 cabinet. The 1943 cabinet is about the same. It's the vertical cabinet, and I think it still plays both games as well. But they were an early release, and so I got them because there was a mailing list for influencers that had done videos that they liked the videos. So I'm definitely going to do a video about that one as well, because and it's not shilling anything. It's just the fact they're really, really cool, and it's kind of nostalgic and takes me back. And while I would love to have an actual arcade in my garage, I can't afford one, and two, I don't have space for the big cabinets. So what I get is I get something that looks exactly like what I remember, but at a smaller, a smaller place. Before you decide, just bear in mind, I really need that knife. It's very important to me, but it's whatever. Well, it's a giveaway. This one? That Grivery Paradox? Well, I had set it as a giveaway. I had tried to sell it once before, Walt. I wish you had gotten with me because it's set as a giveaway, so I can't do much about it. Like, it's just gonna have to be whoever gets it. Maybe if you ask real hard, the giveaway bunny will make sure. There you go. Maybe if you don't win, maybe Samuel will be willing to part with his. It's not a horrible knife. It's just like it's not something. I got to keep checking on my drunk friend here. What's this? I'm calling Aaron. The fuck you want?
This is Frederick Knobs and Wing Shooter Shotgun Sights. If I'm in the shop, I have very little signal to be able to answer the phone. Please leave a message and your number, or you can text the same number you called, and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you. At the tone.
I was hoping that it would go to voicemail. I love his voicemail. It's like, you can text the same number you called. He's probably watching this on his phone, being like, that cocksucker, him and RMS. I'm like, RMS. If you give him like $300, you can win it. No, that's not how it works. I do a random drawing. I do it all live. Sunday, I would like to do You guys want to do movie day again? I figured 2.7 out. We can do it on Amazon. They have a wider selection of things we could watch. If you guys want, we can use Amazon Prime. If you guys want to do Amazon Prime, we could pick a movie on Amazon Prime. And I'll open it to everybody. It won't even just be members. It'll just be all the subscribers because, fuck, I mean, you guys have been great. You've been dropping super chats. I don't want to be like the reason I decided I wanted to do the movie night away from YouTube on like 2.7 and stuff like that is 100% because I wanted to be able to have something where people didn't feel like they had to donate or didn't feel like they needed to drop a super chat or a super like. I wanted to do it specifically. A true friend would post this. I'm not doing that shit. I wanted to make it so that it just didn't feel like everyone needed to like drop chat. I love when you guys drop super chats. It's cool. I mean, I fucking make money. This is my job right now. But I'm not going to be like, if you guys remember like Dark Side Phil, DSP, like he throws a fit when he gets upset and throws a fit when people don't drop like stuff on his I trimmed my mustache and I'm unhappy with how I did it. It did not come out the way I wanted. But he like literally has a temper tantrum when he doesn't get as many tips as he wants. And I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I want to be able to do stuff for you guys that like is free. And that 2.7 is free. Like, I mean, it really literally is free. We watched stuff on Netflix the other day. Killdozer was fun. Killdozer is another one of those videos that's like Night of the Living Dead. It is 100%. Hell, we could watch Night of the Living Dead tonight, I suppose. There's got to be a way to do it. But it's there's no copyright on it. It's public domain. And I streamed that from a YouTube channel that was unmonetized. And so like there were no ad breaks, none of that shit. And it was fun. I love that movie. I love that movie so much. And not because it's a good movie. It's a horrible movie. It's literally one of the worst movies. But any time that Big Chuck, my dad and I watched that movie probably 20 times when I was a kid, because Big Chuck and Little John, that's what we should do. That's what we'll do. You guys want to, I know what I'm going to do. One moment. I'll even let them have any revenue. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted. We're going to find some, I'll show you the Big Chuck and Little John stuff I was talking about. UCK and Little John. So these were, here we go. I got to get it set up and pause it. Okay. So these were the little skits. So Big Chuck and Little John was on in Chicago, or not Chicago, in Cleveland, Ohio. And if the weather was right, and when I say my dad and I would watch it when we could, if the weather was right, we could catch the signal from Cleveland all the way down south to where I lived, and we would watch Big Chuck and Little John. I had fun with the chat and thoroughly enjoyed the movie, even though it was horrible. Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was a blast. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to share this. And like I said, I don't care even if they copyright this. I don't even care if they copyright this. Let's see, we'll go theater mode. Even if they do a copyright claim on this, I don't care. So let me share. Share screen. Chrome tab, Big Chuck and Little John bus skit. And these were just the little skits that they played. So they used to play they used to play a movie called Trog. It was a horrible movie, and my dad and I would watch it. They can't. You can't copyright something that's public domain, but these aren't public domain. These belong to the channel that Big Chuck and Little John worked for. But like I said, what we can do is we can just watch them.
Back to Evan and Costello after this. Watch.
These were just goofy little skits they would do, like when they came back from commercial break. So when they would go on commercial break and then after. These were great. When I was a kid, it was hilarious. The guy with he looks like Mr. Spacely. Yeah, he kind of did. But like every commercial break, that's what you got. You got one of these little skits. Before
People with ADHD save 10 hours studying with this Chrome extension. But no, by all means.
So Big Chuck was Polish, and it was always funny. They would do the certain ethnic painter or certain ethnic something. It was always something like that. It was hilarious. But these were the skits. We're not going to watch too many of them. We'll just watch a couple. But this was the fun part, because when I was a kid, these little skits were hilarious. You guys know what's in there, right? So all those commercials that you've seen with people doing this thing with the... This is where they got it from.
Eddie, have you seen Hector? Hector, my pet turtle. Hector, here Hector, Hector, here Hector, Hector.
That was in the 70s that they were doing that. We'll watch like one more. Actually, I'll let you guys watch this one and another one, and I'm going to go to the toilet.
Good evening, sir. Menu?
No, thank you. I'm not very hungry. I just like the soup of the day.
Soup of the day. Very well, sir. There you are, sir. Eat it in good health.
Thank you. Waiter!
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you, Bermuda, Bahama,
Oh, yeah. I've seen this movie Beyond and Back several times now, and it still keeps my interest.
Great, me too.
Especially the part about the blind man. Hope you're enjoying it. Come on in and rest up a minute.
A little bit later, the movie deals with ESP and reincarnation.
Yes.
And speaking of which, Chuck has a fascinating story of his own to tell on that subject.
Yes, I do.
Which we will verify by having a member of our studio audience assist us.
Yes.
This is separated here. And your name is Karen, right? Right. And you're from Elyria. Have a seat right here, Karen.
Sit right here. Okay. Okay.
Tell the truth.
Now, we have not set you up for anything,
These
right?
guys were
Okay.
hilarious.
Last summer at Putin Bay, a woman recognized me. She was working there. She read my palm, the cards, tea leaves, the whole thing. And she told me that in an earlier life that I was a big brown dog and that I met with a violent death. She said I was a very aggressive dog who liked to chase horse carriages. And one day a carriage ran over me, breaking my neck. So I sort of chuckled about that. And she said, and to this day, you can still feel a bump on the right side of my neck, the same as the dog had. Can you just...
You gonna be all right? Okay. You look like you need a doctor. Speaking of which, there's Ben Crazy. That was pretty good.
These were great.
And
We'll watch this one when we're done.
Yes.
Infinity. This is back in the day when Ben Hur.
Ben Crazy.
It's like Ben Hur was like, not Ben Hur. It was a doctor show, like Ben something.
That sounds pretty good. Check your throat. Say, not bad. Check all the sinuses. There you go, huh? That's quite a honk you got there for a little guy, you know that? Anyone ever tell you that? Check your eyes here. A little bloodshot, but they're okay. Alrighty. Let's get it out here.
Guys, this is like the 70s and 80s. All right, so we're gonna close that. I just like, if you guys want to watch them, you can just look up Big Chuck and Little John, and they have like a playlist of those skits. So it was just like goofy little stuff, and it was the show came on at like 11:30 or midnight or something. It was on I think they were on ABC or CBS. So they were competing for that, like that Saturday Night Live spot. Why is my internet so crappy right now? We might lose me. You know, we talk about losing Aaron, but yeah, I mean, they were kind of clever little goofy ones. And then, so it was always like Saturday night at midnight, but they also started running one at Saturday. Was it Friday night? It was like Friday night at midnight or 11 o'clock. And then Saturday morning at like 11 o'clock, they'd do another one. Yeah, I was going to say, was it Friday? Dwayne, are you from Ohio? Do you remember what I'm talking about? Was it Fridays? Yeah, we see you in 12p. You might want to check your actual settings. I'm trying to prioritize this device again. So, guys, I'm tired. I might end this. I know it's only 10:40, but I'm getting old. And I may have to sleep up. Talking about show Fridays. Remember Fridays. Talking about show Fridays. I don't know. Yeah, but I got up early this morning. I had to pick the kid up at the ice rink. And I don't sleep well on that couch, guys. Like, my wife's in there asleep on the couch. I'm like, I hate to wake her up. I'm like, hey, you got to get off the couch. Because I got to sleep here. iMac prioritized. It says that my Wi-Fi is. I don't remember Fridays because, guys, don't forget, like, one, I'm old. And two, I grew up in the country, and the only thing that competed with Saturday Night Live was, there really wasn't anything. I never saw it. So, well, here's the thing. I joined the Navy in 1992. So I want you to think about that. I joined the Navy in 1992. When was that show on? We'll have to look that up. Here, let's look. No, that's a porn tab. I don't want that to start playing on my phone. My wife's always like, why? We all had because I have my own shower now. Like my wife does not like my shower. But when I would share, we all had our own shower. And my wife doesn't like my shower in the master bedroom. It's like a hotel shower. It's like just only a shower. There's no bathtub. And she just, for some reason, doesn't like it, the sliding glass door. And I'm like, I don't know why you don't like that. I like it because it's nice and tall. It's got a shelf in there where I can set my coffee cup or a beer. At any rate, so, okay, well, just keep in mind, like from 92 to like 2009, basically, it was like being in the military is like being in prison. I was completely removed from society. I didn't watch any of the movies you guys watched. I didn't watch any of the TV shows you guys watched. Let's put it this way. I just watched Encino Man for the second time like a couple months ago. So you can be older than me, but what I'm saying is there's a whole big, like when you're stationed overseas, and I was for like 13 years, you're completely removed from the rest of society. I lived in Japan. I watched Japanese TV. I watched, I watched what was available on the ship, which really was occasionally what I would watch. But when I was on shore duty, we didn't have American TV at the house. We would buy movies at the exchange and shit. It's a lot like prison, like all those things that people get. As a matter of fact, I think prisoners get more exposure to what's currently going on in the world than guys that are stationed in military overseas. So there's a lot of that stuff. From 93, I was in Japan from 93 to 2006. I didn't watch a fucking thing. Paul Derrick just joined. I'm drunk. What's good? Well, we had a drunk guy on the show a little bit ago, so maybe we should invite Paul on to take up Aaron Frederick's slack. I think that's a bad idea. What was I looking for? Fridays. What was it? Fridays? TV show. Friday's TV shoot, 1980. I don't ever remember seeing this. It's probably just I don't ever remember seeing this. What network was it on? Huh. Yep, I don't ever remember seeing it. What were y'all carrying today? I actually am carrying right now. I've got my Norseman, but what I was carrying earlier is over here on a shelf. Yeah, that's probably why. 82 to 83, we didn't get. CBS was what Big Chuck and Little John was on. ABC, we didn't get much, and what they did run was a lot more local stuff. We watched all the local affiliate stations. We didn't have like the major network channels. Like we had channel 8 out of Cleveland, which was CBS. Actually, no. Channel 8 was ABC. I don't remember. At any rate, we had 3 channels on an antenna, and all we got was like Wiz TV out of Zanesville. We got Channel 9 and Channel 7 out of Wheeling, West Virginia. We got Channel 8 out of Cleveland. Channel 5 out of Cleveland is what I want to say. And I think that ABC, Channel 5 out of Cleveland, was ABC, and that's when Big Chuck and Little John was on, and they were on Fridays, and I think they were in that spot, and it was a local show, so I don't know if they just didn't run that show that you're talking about or not. I really don't. So just one of those things, you know. Oh, hey, let's move that before it gets broke. So what I honestly carried today for most of the day was this, because I hadn't carried it in a while, and I put it in my pocket and I carried it today because I just didn't feel like I'm not gonna lie to you. As much as I like those hinders better than the other hinders I've seen, I still did not want to carry it today. I told my wife today, I was like, I'm not like last night through today. She's like, well, are you going to film? Are you doing this? And I was like, I'm not doing a fucking thing for YouTube at all today. I know. What is this? God, I would love to hit those high-end Japanese fish and tackle shops. I love Daiwa. But here's the thing. You can get that stuff here. I was like, I told her, she's like, are you filming or this? And I was like, I'm not doing anything for YouTube today. I was tired of it. Like, I just didn't even want to, I didn't even watch YouTube today. Like I did, but I was like, I'd rather watch a movie. And so last night and today, I didn't do anything. And then I knew I had to do the podcast. I watched the premiere of my video just because I know that you guys like it. I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, everything been doing really well, and subscriber count went up and things like that. And then all of a sudden the views dropped off. And it was just weird. Let's look. I have not looked at, you guys want to look at my analytics? But we'll look at one thing. Let's look at what my current views are. So I went up like 20 subscribers overnight. So I got 31,092 views in 24 hours. And this is what my subscriber stuff did. You started doing members only streams and it died off. I don't do member only streams. Are you a member? I don't do member only streams. I don't. I haven't ever once done a member only stream. Never once. I do take this content right here, and the next day I make it members only. Whatever time I wake up. But I have never done a members only stream. I've talked about doing it. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it. I have never once done a members only stream, period. So you can say that. You can say it's real talk, but it's not true. A lot of that shit happens in this world. No, you didn't. All you had to do was have a channel. I don't know what you're talking about. Comment on this chat. You have to. I think that's YouTube's rules. That's not mine. I don't make those rules. Like, to comment on stuff, I don't know what the rules are on it. But at any rate, so this is what we looked at overnight. So share a screen, Chrome tab. So we had this. So I had there was a big spike, as you can see. Went from almost 100. It's troll night. Hey, you know what? Here's what I don't care. They say what they want. But members get early access, and that's about it. I do some content. There's like the sharpening stuff. The only reason I haven't done the rest of the members only sharpening tutorials is I have not gotten a good way to film what I'm doing. I think I'm going to just have to film it. I don't want to do it this way. I think I'm just going to have to film it with me sitting and talking, like explaining what the grit progression is. And then I have to figure a way to bring the tripod. I can't move my workbench and stuff. Like, to do it the way I would need to do it, I would have to move the workbench out to the middle of the room. And I can't do that because then I can't effectively film. I wouldn't have the light and stuff like that. I have a gooseneck tripod that I'm trying to figure out. So bad shoulder too. My shoulder's not that bad. What was Walt? What'd you say? I didn't even see what Walt said. Oh, yeah. I got you. I had put it up. I don't know what I was like. What did Walt say? Oh, Mike, you had it on the fucking screen. So, would it help if someone filmed you? Yes, it absolutely fucking would help if someone filmed me. But the flip side of that is that where you'd have to film from, I would still have to move the workbench. It wasn't really well thought out. I have a gooseneck tripod. I'm going to try and see if I can figure out a way to, I don't know. Like every time I've tried to do something, it just doesn't work out the way I want. And it's because I changed the way I set it. Like if you guys were to see like the way it used to be set up, if I shot in the kitchen, I could be on the other side of the kitchen counter. If I shot at the workbench, I could put the tripod on the other side of the workbench and film from above. I can't do that anymore because as Nico's seen, my workbench is clear up against the wall and there's no clear direction around it anyway. So it feels better, but it comes and it goes. And I think the only reason it feels better is because I didn't sleep on it last night, but it still hurts. And I did still wake up this morning and my hands were really numb, but it's just frustrating because I do want to shoot that tutorial for you guys. And there's things I want to do. I want to do the grit progression, which is the last thing of the basic sharpening. And then from the basic sharpening, we go into, I did the reprofile video was the last one I got to do before we moved. Well, then the next logical step will be grit progression, like going from stone to stone to stone and how you're done and things like that. What reference? What did I miss? I'm sorry. What did Murky Ocean say? I miss all you guys' stuff. Murky Ocean said, I don't know. Murky Ocean got the real talk. I don't get it. I don't know. So the next thing would be grit progression. And after grit progression would be specific types of knives, like how to sharpen a Tonto, how to sharpen a recurve, stones that you would use for those. So I'm just going to have to figure out how to do it. I think the only thing I can think of is now that I have that set of shelves that Nico helped me move, I might be able to take that gooseneck and put it in a position where I can get to, it does hurt, get to it and shift it out and then just move under it. I think that's about the only way I'm going to do it. I may try that. Crazy. And I haven't seen Wings of Redemption. I don't even know what that is. Sorry. I hate that numb feeling. My AT band and my leg is always numb. I have nerve. Okay. Try needling may help. I don't know what kind of crazy sexual shit you're into. And I don't know what that is. But it sounds sexual. Like, oh, baby, come on. It's just dry needling. Is that like a fancy word for dry humping? I remember my first sexual experience. I was alone at the time, of course. I go to acupuncture. I already asked the acupuncturist, and he goes, yeah, with that, there's not much I can help you with. Like, that's the first time he's like, no. Usually he's like, oh, no, I can help you. And we even found a new one, and she was like, yeah, I can't do anything about it. It's where it's at, there's not much, because it's a physical impingement. Like the nerve has been forced down into a position where it's pinched. And it what happened is there's like, because they took out like 70 or 80% of my collarbone. Like it's all gone. Like it's just gone. Actually, I think I have 70 or 80% of my collarbone. I don't remember how it works, but it's there's enough removed that it allows things to move the way they're not supposed to. And so now I have a physical impingement, and now there's, no, that's noodling, Dwayne. That's noodling. Noodling is when you stick your hands down in a hole and catch a catfish. So there's just not much. That's crazy. How'd I injure it originally? Okay. So we had this big German Shepherd, and I was an E6. I was an E6 at the time. And I had to do my physical fitness test. This was on a Monday. It's a Sunday night, early Monday morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning. The dog's just going ape shit. She wants to go out. She had to pee. And I was like, Yuka was like, do you think so? I was like, I just, in a Japanese house, you have tatami mats, which is a woven bamboo mat that is on the floor. And dogs, it's really hard to clean dog shit or dog piss out of it because it literally will ruin it. And so, like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was like, nah, I got to put the dog out. She's like, she can probably wait till morning. She's like, she's really good. She might just go in the bathroom. And I'm like, I'm going to put her out. And so we started down, and we had steps that went right and then had a landing and then went back down. And she cut between my legs, and I was like 5 or 6 steps from the bottom. I'm sorry, I was trying to read a chat at the same time. And she cut in between my legs, and I fell, and I landed with my arm out, and I snapped my arm clear back behind my head. Like, just completely separated my shoulder. If you've seen Mike Gavick, like, I had a level 3 AC set, and they were like, there's not much we can do for it. Like, I tore all of the tendons and all that stuff. And they're like, there's not much we can do for it. We can just maybe hope it healed. And so it bothered me for the rest of the time I was at Shore Command. They were like, we can't really do anything about surgery right now. And what happened was that whole time I had scar tissue building up and thickening of the collarbone and that shit. So yeah, it's called a foosh injury, by the way. If you fall, hand outstretch. F-O-S-H. Fall, outstretched hand. That's what it is. And I landed and just snapped my arm back behind my head. Same thing. Like if you saw Mike Gavick's pictures on Instagram, like collarbone was sticking way up, just tore all that stuff. And we're like, there's not much we can do for it. And so we kind of let it heal on its own. I was in a sling for like 8-10 weeks, and the swelling went down, and I still had problems with it. It hurt all the time. And then I got to my next command, and I was on a ship, and I rolled over one night in my sleep, and I felt a pop, and then I just couldn't move my arm. Like it just was dead. It was stuck, and it was just like hanging down. I was like, I don't. And I had it in my record. Well, what they did was, they took me off the ship because Doc was like, he can't be on a ship with only one arm. And so I went to, they tried to do a couple things. They tried to reduce the inflammation in my shoulder. And they were like, yeah, we tried to reduce the inflammation in your shoulder. So they gave me a cortisone shot on the outside and then one on the inside. And they're like, let's see. Then they gave me an MRI. Then they gave me a contrast MRI where they filled the joint with fluid. And they were like, look, the only thing we're going to be able to do, because nothing helped. And I mean, I was like 2 months. They were like, we can't, like, you got to do something for this guy, because either we're going to have to put him on Limb-Do, or, I was still part of the ship's shore debt. And so basically they were like, let us scope your shoulder. I'm like, cool, let's scope the shoulder. And so when they scoped my shoulder, yeah, it all hurts. So they scoped my shoulder, and they were like, if you sign this paper, we can do, like, your command is not, like, right now your command's authorized us to do the scope. But if you sign this paper, basically you're telling us we can fix whatever we find, and your command has no choice. Like, we're going to make the command decision that while we're in there, if we can fix it, we will. And then that way your command can't say no. And I'm like, absolutely, let's do that. And so they went in, and they were like, yeah, you'll be under for like an hour. And so I went at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I wake up, and I'm in my room, and my wife is there, and I am soaked. My socks are gone. My pants that they had, my underwear that I wore was wet from all the fluid they were flushing the joint with. And I look outside and I was like, why is it dark? And she's like, oh my God. She's like, it's like 8:00 at night. And I was like, what? 11 hours. They're in there and they're trying to, they were like, they come in and they were like, the doc comes in and he goes, I don't know why we couldn't see it on the MRI. He's like, but your shoulder was fucked up. And I was like, sir? And he goes, I'm sorry. I just don't have any other. He's like, we did what's called a Mumford on you because we got in there and there was so much scar tissue on that bone that it had pushed your shoulder joint out of place. They knew that my shoulder was separated, but they couldn't figure out why. They were like, he was like, you had a bone spur on your collarbone. And he's like, no matter what we tried to do, we just couldn't get you the relief. He's like, we cut your collarbone off. And I was like, you did what now? And he goes, you signed the paper. And I was like, oh, wow, at least I can do this. And I could for a couple of years, but they also put an anchor, a metal anchor in to hold stuff in place. And what happened was my bicep tendon and my lateral tendon started rubbing on it. And so after I retired, there had been so much that I parted, like it cut my bicep tendon. And I had to go back and they had to reattach my bicep and reattach my lateral tendon and put a new anchor in that wasn't metal and was flush and a different place. And I mean, it got to a point, the second time I got to a point where I'd like reach up for something and I get stuck and my wife would come home and I'd be like this. I'm like, we gotta do this again. And we would like have to play and drop my shoulder down in. But now there's so much wiggle room and slop. And like, you can see it, like my shoulders don't even look close to the same. So yeah, all because the dog had to go out. Like had I listened to my wife and just let the dog go take a shit in the shower, which she probably would have, none of it. But poor decision, Mike. Contrast make you feel like you pissed yourself big time? No. What they did was they shot a fluid into the joint itself to see where it was, if there was any leakage. Yeah. At least your arm still functions. Sorta. Kinda. It's almost there. I hope Aaron's okay. I hope his wife didn't murder him. Oh God, my friend Polly is sending me shit. That's what happened to my wrist. 2-hour surgeries turned to 8 hours. The second set of surgeries. So when I had to have the ones after I retired, I had to go back. I had to go back the second day. Like they didn't even close the wounds. So I woke up and they're like, you have to come back tomorrow. We're not done. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And they're like, it's bad. And I was like, okay. And so they had plugged it. So I came back the next day and they put me back under and did a whole nother surgery. So I've had a total of 4. I got it scoped and scraped the first time and they tried to give me, and then I got it scoped when they cut off my collarbone, like a few weeks later. And I forget I've had 3. It's my knee. I had 2 on my knee. So at any rate, I've had 3 shoulder surgeries. 2 of them were like back to back. So no. It's not the one that they do for brain. This is just for a joint. It's different. It's a different fluid. I know what you're talking about. I had to have a contrast MRI for my brain. But at any rate, so they just put plugs in it and they just kept me fucking doped up. And then I just stayed there that night and I woke up the next morning and they just started over and went back in. And so when I came back for my post-surgery, post-surgical visit and I was still in a sling, the doctor was like, look, he's like, I do shoulders for all kinds of athletes and stuff. And he's like, they come in and they're like, oh God, my shoulder hurts. Doc, you got to do something. And he's like, I get in there and have a little tear. And he goes, you came in and were telling me that like, yeah, it started hurting when I was working out. I was doing pull-ups and then just all of a sudden I felt a pop And then like and he goes, and then I got inside your shoulder and got to looking around, and I was like, how the fuck does he use this thing? And how was he doing pull-ups? And I was like, yeah, I mean, it just like, it didn't. And he's like, that's insane. He goes, everything that you could have torn was torn. He's like, it was a mess in there. He's like, you had to come back. He's like, I've never seen a shoulder in that bad a shape. And you were still working out. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you can't ever do pull-ups ever again. He's like, you will never, I love doing pull-ups. I have not gotten to do a pull-up in years. I can do things on the rings as long as I'm not putting full body weight on it. Because he's like, I can't fix that again. He's like, if you come back, we have to do a shoulder replacement. And he goes, we're not real great with shoulders yet. He's like, shoulder replacements, nothing like knee replacements. He's like, we haven't gotten that one down yet. It's like, if you come in, we have to do a shoulder replacement. He's like, you will not have full use of that arm. I was like, cue ball. It was pretty bad at the time. I recovered, can actually play guitar. I had it 3 times. I had the contrast for the brain one where they stick the needle in your neck and they run it through and they just shoot an MRI. They do an MRI of your brain and then they put the liquid in and then they redo it, or they go part way through and then they do it. They were wanting to check when I first got diagnosed with my seizures. They were like, we want to make sure that there's no obstructions that could be causing this and stuff like that. So, no aneurysms or anything like that. And so I did a contrast MRI on my brain. That made me get a metallic taste in my mouth, but I never got like that hot, tingly, made me feel like I peed my pants stuff. Never. Two surgeries this year. But after a while, you kind of get it back. Your body is amazing. There's some things that I just can't ever do again. Pull-ups being one of them. Deadlift is another one I really can't do. I can still bench press, but I have to do it in a Smith's machine because the shoulder has a tendency to want to give up on me. And I don't want that to happen. And the reason being is my bicep has been reattached, but it's the tendon out here. That lateral tendon that was reattached, but that's not as much to attach it to. Bicep, they actually say your bicep is stronger after it's been reattached. Like there's just like no. I was watching that when they were talking about it with Eddie Hall. What is this? Have you ever had a chem stress test on your heart? Nope. I've never had issues with my heart or anything. That's what, like, the doctor, like, he runs my blood work, and I was like, wow, your blood work looks amazing. And I'm like, then I watched that goddamn commercial from AARP, like, majority of people live half their life past 50. Like I was talking with Aaron, I was like, I don't want to hear that shit. I want to fucking have a heart attack and just pass off in my sleep, like when I'm fucking 52. And my wife can get like that $750,000 insurance policy. So, let me see here. Anyway, what I was saying, guys, next week, I'm definitely going to put up a post probably tomorrow. Next week, I'm going to start doing the videos at 4:30 instead of 4. I don't know. I might wait another week. There's only been a couple people that asked. And I mean, really, I don't get that many people in the fucking premieres anyway. So, I kind of like the 4 p.m. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. But Sunday, I'm going to do a movie day. And I'm just going to make it open to everybody. Because I don't want anybody complaining, saying that I do member-only live feeds. I don't. I do, and I'm not going to change what I do, and people get upset about it. This video will be available to the but did they make what movie? I had a couple people log in for the movie day, and we watched a movie on here Wednesday night that was a region, or not a region free. It was a public domain, so there was no copyright. I don't know what movie we're talking about. So at any rate, I'll put up a post. We'll pick a movie tomorrow. I haven't decided whether I'm going to actually change it. I really don't like, because that means that there's no way that on Mondays and Wednesdays, there's no way I can join the premiere, because 4:30 Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm picking my daughter up. So Ferris Bueller was good. How y'all feel about Metal Complex? I like Richard. He helped me out a bunch of stuff. Had fun with the D9 movie, the Killdozer, the D9er. It's a D9er. So that was fun. It was a region-free, or not a region-free, but yeah, guys. I'll do it. I'll put up a link. We'll do a Sunday movie. It's going to be on the 2/7 thing, like we did, because that's just easier. I don't want to try and do it on here. I don't want to try and find the movie I want to watch on YouTube that doesn't have ads, that's public domain. If we do it on 2/7, everybody that has Amazon Prime can, which most people do, can watch whatever movie, and I'll make sure we pick a Prime movie and all that stuff. So it worked out pretty well. Like I said, Ferris Bueller is fun. So we'll do that Sunday. I might actually even run we can't have everybody's camera running. We'll do the chat. I might run my camera so you guys can see. Like, I may partake of the devil lettuce like I did last Sunday, so you guys can see the end results. So anyway, guys, I'm tired. It's been an hour and a half. There's not much going on here. I'm not being dark side Phil. I'm not just leaving because you guys aren't dropping super chats. I'm just tired. So sleeping on the couch is not great. Just remember that 100% possible, no guarantee, or even like, I don't know. What are we talking about? What are you? Cue ball. Remember, it's 100% possible, but no guarantee. What are we talking about? Oh. Anyway, I'm going to do the giveaway probably tomorrow. So remember, this is not a milestone. This is not a milestone giveaway. The only people eligible for this are the premier, or the premium and baseline members. The only time that I give away to all the paying members is the milestones, 50 and 100. John over at Grateful Panic, I sent his knife out. Dwayne K, I sent your knife out. I'm going to have to figure out how to do the electronic gift cards. So I'm still going to email you guys, you and John, a electronic gift card for my Ember Shirt Co merch store. So I got to figure out how that works. And then, I never do this drunk. I'm just drunk. I think you're cool. Well, I even have a device for this. Paul Derrick just dropped a super chat for $4.99. I won't do that too loud. It's fucking 11:30 at night. My neighbors are probably like, "What the fuck is that shit?" I've had 2 knee surgeries. I didn't have a problem with my patella, but what I did have was I have no meniscus. Like, I completely destroyed my meniscus on both sides, and I had a mild tear of my, what was it, MCL? Not ACL, MCL. Whatever one is the one that you don't ever hear basketball players tearing. The opposite of that. So you have an MCL and ACL. So I don't remember whichever one is the one that you always hear about people tearing. I tore the other one. Oh, this week's analytics were cool. Oh, yeah. So I was going to show you guys this. Let me see if I can pull it up in a fashion where you can't see any financial stuff. Analytics. Let's see, views. I just want to see my views. Reach. Engagement. I wish I could see my real-time views. Let me see more. Yeah, here we go. I can pull this up because you guys don't see it. The whole thing is YouTube is really picky about YouTube is really picky about people showing their analytics, like when it talks about financial stuff. But you can see here, last 48 hours, I got 31,000 views. The last 60 minutes, I got 44 views. And this is all from one video. This was 100% from a ShopCat video I did that got 29,594 views in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. So not even a day. Oh, you guys didn't see that. I didn't share it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me share it. Chrome tab. This video got 29,000 views in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. And that happens with shorts because they put them up on this thing where they get shown to everyone for like a few hours. But the fact is, like, that looks great. Well, that looks great, but the fact is, I don't make any money on shorts. I don't get paid like those. Like, usually you get paid. You have a thing that's like RPM, which is revenue per mile, that they show you on YouTube, which tells you like this is how much you make per 1,000 views, right? Shorts don't count into that. Shorts don't get monetized. So I did all that, but the fact is, it's a 15-second video. So did I put any work into it? No. But what happens is that brings more visibility to my channel, and then YouTube starts sharing my videos more because those count as views. They don't count as views on shorts. They count as views, period, which means that counts towards the visibility of my channel. So do I want to do shorts? No, I don't. I don't TikTok for a fucking reason. I think it's stupid. I don't like shorts. I think they're stupid. But the fact is, while I don't get paid for the shorts, I got fucking like 60 subscribers in like 8 hours because I did shorts of a cat on a couch with a dog. That's all it was. Just like goofy cat videos. And there's some people like, oh, that'll hurt your channel because your core membership guys are going to see that and then they're not going to want to watch it. And I was like, my core subscribers are going to watch whatever the fuck I put up. They don't care. They're not going to stop. Like, they might unsubscribe because you're doing shorts of a cat when that's not your typical content. I was like, see? Like, Dwayne's like, dance, monkey. We don't fucking care. I don't dance. If you ever see me dancing, you need to call an ambulance because I have alcohol poisoning. I didn't dance at my wedding. I don't dance. I've danced with my wife twice. I danced with my wife at the Navy ball. And I danced with my wife again at the Navy ball. Both times I went to the Navy ball. Which we had fun. We had fun. My command master chief was like, his wife came up and was wanting to dance with me. And he's like, just go fucking dance with her. I don't want to. And I'm out there dancing. You saw me dance. You saw me tap dance in a puddle. I'm really self-conscious about it. I can dance. I'm actually a pretty good dancer. I'm just really self-conscious about it. But anyway, so Master Chief's wife, she's like, I want to dance. And he's like, Emler, go dance with my wife. And I'm like, I don't want to dance with your wife, Master Chief. And he goes, go dance with my wife. It's like, Roger that, Master Chief. And so he's sitting there, and my wife was sitting there, and she was tired. It was late. We were all drunk. And Master Chief was like, I'm so full because it was food. And there was so much food and so much drink. And Master Chief's sitting there, and he's talking with a couple of younger sailors. And my wife was sitting there, and she's like, go dance. I'm out there dancing. I'm like, Master Chief's wife grabbed my ass. And I'm like, I came back and I was like, Master Chief, your wife grabbed my ass. And he goes, yeah, she's been known to do that when she's drunk. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, I was dancing in a puddle of water listening to Winnie the Pooh on my iPod at the shop one night when we cleaned the entire shop. Like we sprayed the floor down with water, and I was doing the like dancing in the rain thing in a puddle at the shop. And Nico and Matt were like, that was actually really good. And I was like, I'm actually a really good dancer. I'm just so super self-conscious about it. I can't make myself do it. I do have a lot of really weird social hangups and things like that. Like everybody's like, oh, wow. Like you have a YouTube channel. You're like, really? So I hate the idea. You can ask Nico this. The idea of going to this knife show in like a week already is causing me some serious anxiety. Like it really is. I hate being around that many people. I hate interacting with that many people. The plus side, and it's not that this is why this is great for me. I'm not actually interacting with anyone. I'm reading you guys' chats. I'm very, very self-conscious. And I overcompensate by being outgoing. That doesn't mean I'm comfortable in social settings. Really, really hate. I hate knife shows. I don't know what the fuck made that noise, but I definitely want my pew pew a little closer to me because that sounded like something out of a fucking horror movie. You guys hear that shit? I can't be the only one that's hearing that. Just checking. It's called press chamber check. Now I'm hearing thumping. Yeah, right? You guys heard that. I'm not okay. It was loud. But I don't hear any cars, and it may have sounded like bad brakes to you guys, but it definitely didn't sound like bad brakes. It sounded like something out of a fucking video game. I don't care if it's a little warm. I'm good with closing the garage door. I'm suddenly not real sleepy. What the, right? Okay. That might be what it sounded like to you guys, but that's not what it sounded like. It sounded like a cross between a scream and one of those, you remember those wood whistles that the train, it sounded like somebody screamed, like a mix between that and someone screaming. I'll close that goddamn garage door. Oh, here's a fun one. Did I tell you? Hey, that's fucked up. It's a fucking arcade cabinet. Yeah, no, that's creepy though. That was the creepiest thing I've heard in a long time. So the other day, two things have happened recently. Two different neighbors have come up to me. So the one neighbor comes up to me the other day, and he's like, "Hey, man." It's like, "Hey, man, be careful letting your dog out at night." He's like, because the other day, or 2 days ago, he said, and he's a customs agent, so he works weird hours, so I hadn't got to see him for a while. And he's like 2 o'clock in the morning, the dog goes ape shit at the back door. And he's like, I thought he wanted out. When I got ready to open the door, the dog was like, I don't fucking want out there. And he's like, what are you barking at? I was like, just barking at the door. Wouldn't go out and was barking at the door. And he's like, so he's like, somebody grinding the catalytic converter off your ride. No, it sounded like far away. And he's like, so I turned on the security lights in the yard. I was like, yeah. And he goes, there's a fucking mountain lion laying on my cat's fucking trampoline. And I was like, good to fucking know. That might have been what we heard. We might have heard a mountain lion. I don't know if they make sounds like that. I really don't know. I don't know enough about mountain lions to be, yeah, it was a mountain lion. I don't know. But yeah, so he comes over and tells me that. Then neighbor over here, 2 doors down, comes out, and Nico's going to get a kick out of this one because Nico knows how, like the only thing in the world I'm truly, truly terrified of. Rabbits scream. Go listen to a rabbit's death cry. It might have been what that was. Might have been a rabbit. Anyway, so there's no trains. That's the whole thing. There's no trains here, EDC Oz. At any rate, so what did the fox say? Any rate, so the neighbor 2 doors down comes over and he goes, hey, one of my pets escaped. He's like, can you keep an eye out and please don't kill it? And I was like, why? He's like, oh, it's a giant bird-eating tarantula, a giant bird-eating spider. And I'm like, I'm terrified of spiders. He has a giant, and then he comes back. He's like, oh, I found it. I'm like, that's fucking good. Now I have to look. Now I have to look and see what mountain lions sound like. That may have been what we heard. Mountain lion scream. Okay. Guess we're gonna pull this up. No, I don't want to watch the ad. Woke up in a kind of feeling. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys know. If you guys get non-skippable ads in my videos, the only reason they're there is because YouTube was putting them in anyway. And I was like, well, I may as well get the fucking money for it. Because people are like, you're putting non-skippable ads in your videos. I'm like, I absolutely am not. They're like, well, somebody is. And I was like, okay, well, YouTube, if you're going to throw in non-skippable ads in my videos where I'm not putting them in, I'll just set my videos up for non-skippable ads. That way they can't steal. YouTube's some sneaky motherfuckers. So anyway, I'll play this. Somebody just took up this fucking ads, man. Non-skippable ad. That's exactly. That's a mountain lion. It's exactly what I fucking heard. That's exactly what I fucking heard. Hey, Oz. There's a fucking mountain lion. I did not know that that's what they sounded like, but you guys couldn't hear it clearly. That's what it sounded like. And it didn't sound like it was real far away. It sounded like it was maybe, because Nico knows, like my house is on a loop. It sounded like it was maybe on the other side. Oh, what do you think I was playing with? What do you think I was getting real excited about, making sure I checked? Because I got them none. I'd never heard that. I did not know that mountain lions made that noise. Had no fucking clue. Pew pew. Yeah, we can't say the real name for it, for our thunder sticks. John, I sent your knife out today. And I absolutely labeled it as John's Sex Toy Emporium. So look forward to that. You have to, okay, John, you have to promise me that when you get the knife that you do an unboxing. Yeah. Excalibur is like in between. Excalibur is like in between an Ultratech and a Combat Troodon. And in my opinion, or fires harder than both of the Piranha knives do fire hard. Now, I haven't got to see any of their out the fronts. I can hear it. I even went to garage door. I can hear it again. That's definitely what that was. That was definitely a fucking mountain lion. Because now that I heard that, fuck. They don't climb up on houses and come in windows, do they? My daughter sleeps with her bedroom window open all the time. I have heard cats mating at night, but that wasn't what I fucking heard. Wayne, that wasn't what I heard. I absolutely heard, that was like literally like nothing I've ever heard before made the hair stand up on my arms, legs, back of my neck, everywhere. Oh Lord, thanks a heap. Cool. We don't have any trees. It's the whole thing is like I don't want to have to tell my daughter it's hot in the house. She's already asleep. I don't think they would. Yeah, now somebody was like, "Oh, mountain lions," and I didn't even put two and two together. The mountain lion and all that stuff. Some dude killed a mountain lion crossing the 101 freeway a couple months back. So, just go close her window. It's so fucking hot upstairs, though. Guys, it was like 90 degrees everywhere today. They can jump. There's nothing for him to jump up on. Like, there's nothing to climb up on. Neighbors missing pets might be in trouble, though. It was a spider. I don't fucking care. Like, he's like, what are you talking about, Cue Ball? What did I miss now? Here in Phoenix. Could have been a bobcat. We don't have bobcats here in San Diego. Bobcats are back in the East. They're a Midwest East thing. They don't really have bobcats out here. We do have mountain lions, which my neighbor saw one on his kid's trampoline in the yard the other night, which would lead me to believe that what I heard was what I saw in the video, which was a mountain lion screeching. I did not clean, by the way, I did not clean the bolsters on this. They just it gets carried so much that the bolsters cleaned up. Peter, you missed the mountain lion screeching, and I closed the garage door and checked the chamber on my pew-pew because that was the creepiest shit I'd ever heard in my life. Did not know they made that noise. So like I said, guys, tomorrow I'm going to do the giveaway. I don't know what time I'm going to do it. Probably around noon. I'm going to do the giveaway for the premium. And so just so everybody knows, this is not the milestone giveaway for the 50 paying members. That included all of the paying members. Giveaways, just general monthly giveaways, are only premium and baseline, not the just looking. So, and I still owe the premium tier members some stuff, but that's what they're going to get The premium members are going to get a B-roll video that I'm putting together. I've got a bunch of B-roll. So, but yeah, noon tomorrow, I think, is about when I'm going to do that. I only had 4 beers tonight, so I'm limiting myself to only 4 adult beverages in the evenings. And I only do that on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So is it right outside the door? I think that was just the garage door settling. I heard it ticking. But I mean, it was not that far away when I heard it a little bit ago. No, I don't want to watch that stuff. They obviously live in my neighborhood, Dwayne. Thank you very much. I have enough shit that I worry about on a day-to-day basis. I don't need to worry about a mountain lion. Thanks, Nico. No, I just heard a noise, and now I'm on edge anyway, and I heard a noise, and I'm like, Dwayne, that was a wait, what? So, what are we? I was going to buy a nice knife for my birthday, but nothing really piqued my interest. Any suggestions? My limit could be like $400. $400 would be pushing it for one of my fixed blades. Maybe a little bit more than that. Oh, I'll sleep like a fucking rock. Because I know exactly. Oh, okay. I see, Peter. I know exactly where my pew-pew is at. Because I have. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. I have a pew-pew stand next to my bed so that my pew-pew, I'm surprised he didn't put a picture up of the one he made for me. But at any rate, I have a barrel-mounted pew-pew stand that looks a lot like this. Let's see here. But mine has a barrel mount, and so I don't have to take the magazine out. Let's see here. Share screen. Chrome tab. So my friend Jesse makes these. This is a Magwell mount, but you can also get them with a barrel mount, so that your pew-pew sits up and you don't have to download it to mount it or to put it on the stand, and it doesn't take up much space, and it's easier access. And there's a spot for your spare magazine. So, geez, Dwayne, you won a knife on you've won 2 knives this month. Wow. Maybe tomorrow you win a third. Trifecta even. So yeah, Snuzz, I sent your knife that you bought out. Wait. Yeah, I mean, I've blocked most of the words that would be used in that, but I was just saying, like, these, if you guys have pew-pews, you should look into Jesse doing these, those stands. They're really nice. I did a video about them. On YouTube, I believe. And I definitely did a video about them on full30.com, but he does really, really good work. He did the CrazySharp logo on mine. And it came out great. I have a glow in the dark one. I have one for It's a stand, and they're modular. So if you want, like say you have multiple, just go find my YouTube video I did about it, or not YouTube, my full30.com video I did about it, about the Otter Arms pew pew stands. But basically, so you have a barrel mount or a magwell mount to stand your pew pew up on it, but you can just like take that out. Like that piece is modular. It's got a ratcheting lock in it, and you can swap it out for a magwell mount or a barrel mount. And then he has what's called a sidecar, which is you can put your spare magazine in. And it takes up so much less space, but it's also so much more readily accessible if you need it in a hurry. So it's just one of those things. Guys, I got to go to bed. I am exhausted. Like as I'm sitting here, I just keep like really thinking that I should just go to bed. So as much as this has been fun, I got to go. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to do a live, giveaway now. We're going to do a live giveaway, so keep your eyes open for that. And I'm also going to do put up a post tomorrow about movies on 2.7 for everybody. It's not even going to be just for paying members. It's going to be for everyone. We can watch a movie, kind of like we did with the thing. But it's going to be it's a 2.7. It's 2.7. It's an extension. You have to get an account and log in, and then sync your Amazon account to it and stuff like that. So we'll pick a movie that everybody likes. We'll basically do a vote when we start, stuff like that. So we'll do a vote tomorrow. So love you guys. Talk to you later. I'm really, really tired. Sleeping on the couch is not good for me. So sounds like a lot of work, Mike. Nah, that's really not that hard. I don't know if Quigley's on Amazon. We might be. Yeah, we could do that. We could watch Quigley Down Under. We just have to do it on Netflix. Do it the same way we did. That's fine. We can maybe do that. That's a good idea. Watch Quigley Down Under. That's what we're going to do. Sunday, we're going to watch Quigley Down Under. I will put up a post and stuff like that, and everybody can just go to 2.7 and then sync it with their Netflix, and then we'll just watch it on Netflix. So. Well, guys, I got to go to bed. Later.